Hello, cozy adventurers, and happy autumn. It's the fall equinox today, and I wanted to tell you my top fragrance from everything that I've smelled since I began this journey a month ago, which is over 100 fragrances. The one that I am 100% taking on as a signature fragrance is actually only $5 or a little more, you know, with shipping and depending taxes and depending on where you live. But it is Love Apple by Al Rahab, and it smells like spicy apple cider, and not too spicy, like lightly spiced, tart, sweet apple cider with some depth to it, which I think is ambery. Yeah, I had some winners and some losers in Al Rahab, and I'll do a little video on that later, but for now, this is my first signature scent of my fragrance journey, and I really recommend it. It is so warm and cozy and perfect to start your fall off. And I have a few honorable mentions to do another little video on as far as my favorites for this month. So this will be my October signature scent. So I want to talk a little bit more about Al Rahab's Love Apple, my top fragrance for my month and everything that I've smelled in the past month, over 100 fragrances. And I compare it to smelling like apple cider to me. So I made some spiced apple cider to compare to the perfume and to celebrate the beginning of fall and Rosh Hashanah, which is coming tonight. Sweet, spicy, warm. I just put fresh apple cider and cinnamon sticks and a few cloves in there. Okay, compared to this one, Al Rahab, the perfume is more tart, which I love. And then as it dries down, eventually you lose a lot of that sort of juicy, oops. I'm extra sick right now, so I'm dropping everything. You lose some of that tart, fresh apple juice smell, and it just sticks around as like a warm, ambery, spicy, like little slight hint, maybe ghost of apple left. And on me it lasts for 4 hours, and then it might subtly still stick around for longer than that, but it's a reapply for me, which I'm fine with. It's easy to just stick in your purse. So that's that one. And then my honorable mentions, my second and third place, are Bianco Latte. I got a little 5 milliliter decant of it, and when I first smelled it, I was like, oh, it doesn't smell that special to me. It just smells really sweet. It's not like a thick, warm vanilla or caramel to me. It has almost a cooling effect to it, rather than that like a heavy vanilla. But it's strong, and I've realized it's just amazing to, like, if I sprayed anything on myself that I hate, this will kind of like cover it up and fix it. It also is a really good bedtime scent because it's just sweet and milky. It does have a little bit of milk, like I could picture when I was a barista and I was steaming cow's milk, because I'm vegan, so I'm not usually around that, but what that smelled like, and it does have that layer in it. Anyway, I love sleeping in it, waking up still smelling like it. And then Finery, the New Rouge body spray. Okay, one more on my top 3 fragrances of the month. Going into autumn on this fall equinox day. So I have Love Apple, which I just dropped on the ground. But luckily I have another one. I bought a backup already. I did not understand the perfume backup until I found something that I really want to be a signature fragrance for me. And then I was like, I am scared it's gonna disappear, so I'm gonna buy a backup, because the other one that I just dropped on the floor already has like quite a dent, like it's already down to here maybe for me, because I really love it. Anyway, I was comparing it to hot apple cider that I just made with cinnamon sticks and cloves and really nice organic fresh apple cider. And in the smell, this is a lot more sort of tart and juicy smelling actually than my cider is. But then when I drink it, ooh, I totally get that tartness. Yeah, it's like I salivate, kind of yummy appley tartness. And that's what I get at the top of Love Apple as well. And then I think I was kind of cut off when I was talking about the New Rouge. The New Rouge is a Baccarat Rouge ish inspired fragrance, and I got the body mist, which for me it's a really strong fragrance, and just the body mist is kind of enough, but it makes me feel adult and sexy in a way that is really nice and makes me feel just more kind of together, not totally in my cozy place as much, but a little bit more like let's go out or let's get things done kind of grown and sexy smell. And the body mist is nice and cheap, so that's my third. And then I also got the New Rouge perfume from somebody. I bought it secondhand, and I wanted to compare the smells, but I'll do another video on that. But yeah, I'll say the spray is my top three. So Bianco Latte, Love Apple, and the New Rouge body spray are my top three for the month, and all good for the fall. I wanted to show you my little magic potion container I got. And this is from Target, I think I got it. But I was like, oh, when I find signature fragrances, I can put them in here, like when things are like just that good to me. And so I am gonna put Love Apple in here, Bianco Latte, although I'm gonna take it back out because I keep it by my bed now because I love going to sleep with it on. And just one spray, but it really sticks with me all night, and I wake up like smelling like it in the morning. And finally, the New Rouge body spray, which honestly sticks up too much to be in here. But I'll put a decant of the perfume in there once I'm able to do that. And keep it in my magic potions jar. I'll have fun adding things to this each month and show you what makes the cut to be added to the magic potions jar. I think there's a couple other things in here that aren't in my top three. I put Dalal, which is this juicy, ambery, sandalwoody, musky, but really fruity, syrupy smelling Middle Eastern fragrance. Another Al Rahab. I really like it. It's not like a signature fragrance, but to me it smells like late summer, early autumn, when you can still wear like a maxi dress, like it's still warm, like it's getting too into fall for me for this one, because it doesn't have any tropical notes on that are listed, but to me the first thing I smell with it is like a really syrupy pineapple, not like a fresh pineapple, but pineapple and syrup, or other fruits, and it just gives me a sort of like summery vacation vibe, but it's not light, it is sweet and depthful and syrupy. Let me smell it right now. Yeah, and it's sexy to me. I really like it. So that's another delicious cheapie from Al Rahab. And I don't know if it belongs in here. I think I'll probably take it back out. but I got a little sample spray of Cirque du Soleil or Decant, and that smells like caramel corn. And but I feel like I haven't really spent like time with it wearing it, so I'll do a full review later. And I got eclair and a tutando risotto. Okay, so for this first day of autumn and eve of Rosh Hashanah, where we eat apples and honey to bring in a sweet new year, I am going to smell a couple of samples of apple and honey perfume from Ellis Brooklyn. The little samples are so cute. And I already sprayed them actually, so I'm waiting for it to dry down a little bit. I'll tell you with B, the honey one, it says, this sweet, enchanting journey of self-discovery, dark rum, Davana, honey, brown absolute, cinnamon, sandalwood, vanilla, bean, cacao absolute. And then it has a quote, which is lovely, that says, one day you finally knew what you had to do and began, by Mary Oliver from The Journey. So that's very sweet. So on first smell, I was saying there's this note to it that I'm not sure what in here, pardon, what in here it is. I'll have to figure that out. But it smells kind of like too outdoorsy for my taste, I think. Like the actual pollen. I don't know how else to describe it, but there's something that doesn't feel like this kind of smooth, warm honey smell. It feels more like you're actually outside amongst the grass and dirt and flowers and bees and honey being made by them. And then Love Apple, it has a really strong apple scent. It does have some of that shampoo-y apple smell. And I'm curious to layer it with my Love Apple, my favorite, because the apple part fades first in Love Apple, and maybe if I layered them, the apple would stay longer. So first impressions aren't that positive on these, but I might start to like them more in the dry down, and together they smell pretty good. And I feel like no matter what, they're good luck and they're beckoning in a sweet new year for me and for all of you who are watching. Okay, Cozy Adventurers. So in this roundup of my first month on my fragrance exploration adventure, I have a top 7 lessons that I've learned so far to share with you, and not in any particular order. So the first one that I wrote down is that the top, the middle, and the base notes really matter in a lot of these fragrances. A lot of them go on a whole journey where they smell really different and when you first spray them than they do while it's starting to dry down, and then after like an hour or so, a different smell. And I learned that linear for a fragrance means when it mostly just smells the same throughout. And at first I was like, I just wish these were like all linear, especially if it's the smell I really like. I want it to be linear so it just stays smelling good the whole time, because I found some things that I like how they smell when I first spray them, but I don't like how they dry, and then the opposite, that when I first spray them, I really don't like them, and it's not until the very end that I like them. Or there are a couple even that I liked the beginning and the end, but the middle section, those notes bothered me. So that's been a really interesting thing. So that's 1 and 2, what the top, middle, and base notes, and the linear thing. The third one is, oh, I learned also, this will be a bonus, I learned that sillage means how much people can smell you as you're like walking around, how much it fills the air. I'm gesturing, but you can't see it. So sillage is kind of what's between me and you, or how much I'm projecting it. And yeah, so 3, it is how many of these fragrances, especially the Middle Eastern ones, but I think a lot of them in general, need to age. I didn't know about this at all, but it's kind of like wine. Like a lot of them are made right away, like made and get to you right away. Like there's not much time on shelves before you get it, and it hasn't had a time to maturate. And a lot of people on YouTube call it macerate, but I learned that it's actually maturate, because maceration is actually part of the making the perfume process, and maturate is how long it sits afterwards and ages. So that's super important with a lot of these perfumes. It can start out smelling awful and then get so much better. Okay, number 4 in my realizations, my 7 realizations on what the whole fragrance exploration is about. Number 4 is how smart it is to get samples instead of doing blind buys whenever you can. I fell into a little bit of a trap where I was going to buy samples, but I had to buy a certain amount of them in order to get free shipping, and I think I spent a little too much money on samples, and a lot of them I didn't like and maybe just need to age for a while before I can smell them again, so I just kind of put them away for now. I'm gonna go back to them like in a month or 2. Number 5, Mercari, that is a and there might be other things like that, but it's like a secondhand online store in a way, where people are selling their used things. And there's a lot of fragrances on there where people have done a few sprays but not really used that much of their fragrance, or they've used it a lot but they are ready to pass it on. And that's a nice way to spend less money and get to experience these fragrances. And also, lots of times the person has let it mature already for you, so it'll smell better when you get it and you won't have to wait. 6 is that I should budget. I should have very clear boundaries with myself. So if you're someone who hasn't started your like testing out different fragrances journey, that is really a big piece of advice I have, is like have boundaries with yourself about it, because it's really easy to just get excited and want to try everything, and that all costs a lot of money. It adds up, even if you're going for relatively inexpensive and or like very small sample sizes like I have. Also, just going to stores and testing, that's free, and it's something that I found enjoyable. And what I did was buy little paper testers, and I just went into like Target with the paper testers because they don't have them, and that's how I tested all of those fragrances that I've tested so far that were Dossier and Finery. And that's fun too. You can't test too many on skin at once, but every time I go there I can test a couple on skin and come home and tell you what my experience is with them, and that's fun and free. And then 7 is that it's all subjective, and I've really learned that notes that smell one way to one person can smell like so extremely different to another, and that's kind of fascinating. So this is a box where I've stuck my yucks of the month. So I'll say the good ones were the yums, and then there's some hums like you know, let's wait and see, and then there's some yucks. I also realized though, with the need for things to age before they smell right a lot of the time, I maybe should give everything another month or 2 before, because I just am so impatient. I just tear right into it. I want to test it right away. The first one that I will say is the Al Rahab. That was a yuck for me, is the coffee, French coffee Al Rahab. I was so sad because just in the bottle, it smelled kind of stale coffee to me, just from like sniffing it. And then I put it on my skin and it like sweetened up and smelled super rich and delicious. But then when it dried down, it went back to that stale coffee smell. Almost like coffee that's spilled on a napkin and maybe first still smells like the yummy coffee drink smell. And then once it dries, has that kind of stale coffee smell. That's what happened for me. But I'm gonna let it macerate. It's in the yuck pile for this month, but I'm not gonna get rid of it quite yet. I'm gonna return to it because there's another one that I realized last night. There were a few fragrances that I disliked so much that I had like basically hidden them from myself. Now I can't find them, but one of them was Soft by Al Rahab. If I can find it. I keep losing it. I have all the boxes for Al Rahab because I thought I might need them for videos, but I don't think I need them. I think I can get rid of them. Shoot. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's in here. So I'd put it in this bag with a couple other things that smelled bad to me and just like tucked it away somewhere, and I had no idea where I'd put it. But I found it last night under my bathroom sink in this bag and smelled this Soft fragrance, which is supposed to be like a dupe for Pink Sugar, that smelled really bad to me when I first smelled it. And now I'm smelling the Pink Sugar. So when I first smelled it, it just smelled like lemon detergent, like lemon soap. But it's starting to smell better. So this is the aging process. It was a yuck, but it might become a yum. Also, real Pink Sugar I got. Let's see, let's do another. So continuing on with my yucks for the month, I got regular Pink Sugar. And that might be getting better too. It might be that I just like sprayed it and tested it so immediately that it was still so new and hadn't had a time to age. But now I can smell it. I was smelling that rubbery smell that people say that they get from Pink Sugar that I never used to get before. But it might be that thing of my taste changing or hormonal changes or even like illness changing my sense of smell. Because now I can smell that like burnt rubber that some people smell in it. So I'm gonna be good and let that age. I want to just get rid of it right away, but I'm gonna let it age for a couple months and return to it. And it'll be a good experiment. I also in Yucks have Lattafa's Buddy All Amethyst. From the notes, it looked like something I would really like. And then I was really grossed out by it. It smells like perfume and cologne in the department store. And I have quite a few other ones in here that were fails in that way, where they smell like 80s and 90s perfume department store, which for me is an overwhelming, strong perfume cologne smell where I can't really even smell the notes that much. It just smells strong and yucky. I have Angel Share in here, which is probably sacrilege for a lot of people. It's very expensive and very popular, but to me it was really overwhelming to my senses. Like I couldn't really smell the spice because it was too overwhelmed with the alcohol and spice notes. But I'll let that age too. And Mix Bar Hibiscus on one side and Bourbon Vanilla on the other. I didn't respray it yet, but I did. Oh, it's not even a spray, it's a roller. I didn't put it on skin again because I really didn't like it last time and I didn't want to deal with that. But just smelling them in the bottles, it smells not bad, so maybe that's getting better too. Or maybe it still is, I'll dislike it on skin. I'll find out. And let's see. Ensemble Gold had that perfumey, cologne-y smell I don't like. These two, it's so sad. I got like big sizes of them for some reason. Oh, let me do another clip for that. So continuing on to through my yucks of the month. Assad Bourbon from the notes sounded like I'd really like it, but it smells like just really strong men's cologne to me. Like 80s or 90s, like what I remember, just like what I would consider stinky adults wearing too much cologne or perfume smelling like. And department store, going through department store perfume. And Anna Abiyad Scarlet by Lattafa. Ooh, yeah, I don't even know how to, it's got that overwhelming perfume and cologne, and it just also just like has some extra stink to it, but I don't know what it is. So I'm not getting rid of anything yet. I'm gonna just keep everything for a couple of months and then revisit it, and then like pass it on to someone who might like it, because smell is super subjective. It's like the same note that to me smells like the most delicious thing, to you could smell like some harsh rubber chemical. And yeah, so I would like someone else to be able to enjoy it. 7 Virtues Amber Vanilla smelled bad to me, so I think there's a note in there that I don't like. And Lattafa Niche Emirati Mughal Fort, whatever that is, also had that cologne-y, that strong cologne perfume smell that I don't like. So away they go to age somewhere. I'll stick them somewhere dark and dry. Oh, and also the Sweet on the Outside body mist. I'm gonna try because I really love the perfume. I got the body mist, and I meant to order a small size, and they sent me this big one. Yeah, so it smells gross to me. It smells gross to me. So not that it's gross, but just for my particular taste, I get kind of grossed out and like vaguely migraine-y from what I consider sort of cheap smelling body sprays. It might not be cheap, it might just be a particular note that to me smells cheap, but this certain kind of body spray smell I don't like, and just feels kind of sickly and not a full smell. And that's what this smelled like. But the perfume I think I really like. So that's that for this month, and I will see you next month. Stay cozy, stay adventuring. I know the world is really fucked up in a lot of ways, and I hope you're able to find joy, whether you have chronic illness or other things in your life you're struggling with, or just sort of tragedies in the world stage that are hard to deal with. And our country, whatever's happening here, being scary and stressful. So I hope that I can provide a little comforting, fun corner of the internet to just be in a sensory exploratory mode and relax and enjoy. And I will see you next time. I'm uploading every week, so subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you soon.